Now, Andrew Lumsden helped organise London's first ever Pride March back in 1972. The 82-year-old was one of London's most iconic LGBTQ+ rights activists and a key member of the Gay Liberation Front. He died just over a month ago, and tomorrow is his funeral. Thomas McGill has been taking a look back at his life.
The vast majority of homosexuals are probably very, very ordinary people, in every conceivable sense of the term. They hold all political...
Andrew Lumsden speaking out in 1971 for gay rights, a passionate activist, writer and friend to many.
He was very intelligent, he was very funny, very sharp, quick-witted. Andrew was my best friend.
Graham describes Andrew as an ideas man, a trusted, calm character, the qualities he brought to his role within the newly formed Gay Liberation Front, which started in London in 1970.
He suggested some political project and I said, I can't remember, I said something like, how are we going to make that happen, or how are you going to make that happen? And he said, oh, I'm not going to make it happen. He said, I just throw out the idea, and if it's a good idea, somebody will pick it up and run with it.
But many of his ideas were picked up, like the creation of a fortnightly newspaper called Gay News. It helped change political, cultural and social attitudes towards gay people at a time when there was prejudice, hatred and shame within the community.
Gay News played a key part in how the political movement and the community envisaged what we could become.
Please come to these steps.
Speaking in 2022, Andrew recalls the challenges Gay News faced when it first opened.
An evangelical Christian called Mary Whitehouse got permission from the Director of Public Prosecutions to prosecute Gay News for blasphemous libel. The newspaper was very nearly bankrupted at once, but a Save Gay News campaign started up, and it raised in the end about £50,000.
This was London's first Pride March in 1972, which Andrew was involved in. For fellow lifelong campaigner and friend Peter Tatchell, his passing is seen as a great loss to the whole community.
He was one of the great pioneers. His work stretches back more than 50 years to the late 1960s. He was one of the real trailblazers.
For now, Graham is focusing on Andrew's funeral and remembering his friend with fondness.
I will remember him. Long conversations, long lovely conversations, usually over a coffee and maybe a Portuguese custard tart, and a great sense of humour.